Today we'll see the information related to next type of triggering device, that is UJT. UJT stands for uni junction transistor. Okay, in this session we will see the symbol of UJT, structure of UJT, its equivalent circuit, then IV characteristic of it, advantages and application of UJT. Let us see what is meant by UJT. Let us start with the next type of triggering device, that is UJT, means uni junction transistor. In this we will see the symbol of UJT, then structure of UJT, equivalent circuit of UJT, IV characteristic of UJT, its advantages and application of UJT. Now let us start with the basic of UJT. Basics of UJT. UJT is a triggering device which is used to trigger or turn on the SCR. It is triggering device used to turn on the SCR. Okay. Now let us see the structure of UJT. Structure of UJT. Basically, it has N-type lightly doped silicon slab. It has N-type lightly doped silicon slab. This is what N-type lightly doped silicon slab. As we had seen in the previous session, what is meant by doping? Process of adding impurity to semiconductor. Okay, so first we are having the N-type slab here, out of which two terminals are taken out, known as B2 and B1. Okay, so this is what the terminal is called as B2, and second terminal is B1, and these two terminals are connected with ohmic contacts. Then aluminum rod is connected to this N-type slab, which is of aluminum rod is connected to N-type slab, which is P-type, and one terminal is taken out, that is called as emitter terminal. So this UJT has three terminals: base 2, base 1 and emitter. And with this aluminum rod is of P-type and the slab is of N-type, so only one junction is formed. Because of only single junction, it is called as uni junction transistor. Okay. And internally the base 2 and base 1 are connected to the battery supply, called as VBB. Okay, it has N-type slab, out of which two terminals are taken out. This is base 2, then base 1, and to this N-type slab one P-type material is added, that is nothing but an aluminum rod which is of P-type, and only single junction is formed, and through this emitter terminal through this aluminum rod one terminal is taken out, that is called as emitter. So this is what the construction of UJT. Construction, or we will call it as structure of UJT. Next we will draw the symbol of UJT. Symbol of UJT. Okay. UJT has this emitter terminal, arrow pointed downward, and then two terminals are taken out, B2 and B1, and this is what the emitter terminal. So B2 stands for base 2, B1 stands for base 1, and this E stands for emitter. So this is what the symbol of UJT. Now let us see the equivalent circuit of UJT. Equivalent circuit of UJT. Equivalent circuit of UJT. Here if I replace the PN junction, the aluminum rod and the N-type material junction with diode, then the symbol of diode is there, and the base 2 and base 1 terminal are replaced with the help of two resistors, that is RB2 and RB1, and then this RB2 is connected to VBB battery supply. Suppose voltage across this diode is VD, and this is our emitter terminal. Okay, and RBB is nothing but equivalent resistor of both these two. It's RB1 plus RB2. Okay, and this RB1 resistor is variable resistor. This is B2 terminal, this is B1 terminal. So this is what equivalent circuit of our UJT, where these two B2 and B1 terminal are replaced with the help of two resistors. The PN junction is replaced with the help of this diode. Suppose voltage across diode is VD and RB1 is variable resistance. So RBB is the total resistance. The total resistance is nothing but the addition of these two resistance, series resistance, RB1 and RB2. Now if I want to find out now from the circuit, we can write some equation from circuit diagram. The total resistance RBB is equals to RB1 plus RB2, and if I want to find out the equivalent, if I want to find the voltage across RB1, then it is given by voltage across RB1 is nothing but, we can apply voltage divider rule here. The voltage divider rule says that if two resistances are in series and the total resistance is VBB, then the voltage across that particular resistance is the value of that resistance divided by the equivalent resistance multiplied by the total voltage. The value of the resistance is RB1, the total resistance is RB1 plus RB2, and the total voltage applied here is VBB. So this is what equivalent resistance. Suppose I replace this whole term with one new term, it is called as eta. It nothing but intrinsic standoff ratio. So this whole terminology will be at emitter current 0. So this eta is called as intrinsic standoff ratio. Okay, now let us start with the operation of UJT. Operation of UJT. Now as we had seen the we are having three terminals, emitter, base 2 and base 1. Now as we go on increasing the emitter voltage up whenever the emitter voltage, okay, as soon as emitter voltage is greater than the value of eta VBB plus VD. Whenever the emitter voltage crosses the voltage across the RB1 resistance plus the voltage across the diode, at that time it will forward bias the diode. It will forward bias the diode and emitter current starts flowing. Emitter current starts flowing. In other term, whenever means UJT is turned on. Okay. This emitter voltage is called as peak voltage. This emitter voltage we will call it as peak voltage of UJT, and this peak voltage is given by Vp is equals to eta VBB plus VD. Vp is equals to eta VBB plus VD. So after the emitter voltage reaches the peak voltage, then only the UJT will be turned on. Okay. If the voltage across the UJT is, if emitter voltage is less than this peak voltage, then UJT is in off mode. UJT is in off mode. Okay, let us draw the IV characteristic of UJT. IV characteristic of UJT. It is nothing but a graph of emitter voltage on y-axis and emitter current on x-axis. Okay, emitter voltage on y-axis and emitter current on x-axis, which is in terms of milliampere. Okay. Now initially, as the emitter potential is less than the peak voltage, so a small amount of current is flowing across the UJT. Okay, and whenever it reaches the peak voltage, then UJT is turned on. As UJT is turned on, the resistance across the UJT starts decreasing up to a point. This point is called as valley point, and after reaching the valley point, the UJT again starts conducting. Okay, so Vp is called as peak voltage of UJT. This is what valley point. At this valley point, the current is IV. Okay, this region is called as negative resistance region. As soon as the UJT is turned on, after the UJT turned on, the voltage across the emitter starts decreasing. So because of this, it is called as negative resistance region. And after reaching the valley point, the UJT goes in the saturation region. The negative resistance region is very important. It is used in various applications. The current at the peak point is given by IP, that is nothing but the peak current. Okay, and the voltage at this valley point is given by VV. It is nothing but the valley voltage. As we had seen, this is negative resistance region, but this region is having positive resistance, because after this valley point the resistance start increasing here. So this is all about the IV characteristic of UJT. Okay, before emitter voltage, whenever the emitter voltage is less than peak voltage, the small amount of current is flowing. This is what the small amount of current flowing across the UJT. After VJT crossing the peak point the UJT is turned on, and after UJT is turned on, the voltage across this voltage starts decreasing. So this region is called as negative resistance region. This value reaches up to some point, and this point is called as valley point, and after this valley point it again starts increasing. Okay, usually I told to my students the UJT characteristic is similar to your burst starting. Okay, initially at very first in the morning you are in a off mode. Okay, so this is what off mode, and whenever we will go to the bus stop and the bus starts so this is what middle point of our bus stop, and after that your as our India's road are not plain or smooth, so because of the hurdles the speed of the bus will decreasing, and this valley point is nothing but the college stop. At that point the bus will stop for 10 minutes, so all passengers will all students and teacher will leave the bus, and after dropping all the passengers our bus will start increasing its speed from the college point to pick up the next students for the next hours. So this is all about the IV characteristic of UJT. Now let us see what are the application of UJT. Very first application is it is used to trigger the SCR or triac. This is used for the triggering of SCR and triac, and this UJT is also used in relaxation oscillator. So in today's session we had seen the basics of UJT, then construction of UJT, its symbol, its equivalent circuit, its working, then its IV characteristic, and finally the application of UJT. Thank you for watching this video. If you are having any queries, write in comment box and we will solve the queries in upcoming session. Thank you.